Good morning, everyone. I'm so glad that you could join me today. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Sharon Melting. I have been with Pampered Chef for, this is my 27th year, so I've been around for a long time. I am a director, and most of the people you'll see today are on my team, and I'm very happy that we could do this event for Feeding America and for our local food bank. Anyway, I have been married for 55 years to my husband, John, and we have 3 children and we have 8 grandchildren. Now, 7 of those are granddaughters, and we only have 1 grandson. So we have a lot of gals in the family that enjoy cooking, and most of my kids like to cook too, I have to say. If they don't, they like to bake, so it's one thing or the other. My glasses keep falling down. I need to get them adjusted. So anyway, my husband and I kind of like different things. I like to cook healthy. He likes to eat greasy. So it's kind of like he likes everything fried, and he loves mashed potatoes, potatoes and gravy, but he does not eat vegetables. So that has always been a huge problem with trying to get in some vegetables into his diet. And I have found over the years, I mean, even younger years when my kids were little, some of them didn't eat certain things, so I'd puree it, and I'd put it in, cook it up, mash it up, put it into sloppy joes and spaghetti sauce and that type of thing. And a good mom has to do that. You have to care for the nutrition that your kids are eating and your grandchildren are eating. It's important. So anyway, I don't want them to take after my husband for sure, and none of them have, which is a good thing. So today, though, I wanted to share some great tips about the Deluxe cooking blender. I love almond milk, but of course when you go purchase it at the grocery store, it has all these preservatives in it and everything else, and I'm not a big fan of all that stuff on cartons and cans that you can't even pronounce. So I like to make a lot of my things from scratch. And I have found that using this blender, it's so simple and easy. And when you can eat healthy like that and add so much health and nutrition to your diet, why not? Why not do that? We just have to be more aware of what we are eating these days. So anyway, I am making some almond milk. I'm making some almond milk, and it is very simple to make. You pretty much just soak almonds, 1 cup of almonds, and they should be raw almonds, not salted or anything, just some raw almonds. And the almonds would be soaked in 2 cups of water, 1 cup of almonds to 2 cups of water. And you want to soak those for 4 hours. Or longer. You can go longer, but after 12 you need to change the water. And as the almonds soak, you can soak them for 48 hours or even longer, but you need to change the water every single day. A lot of gals make almond creamer by soaking them that long of time, because the longer that they soak, the plumper the almond becomes, and then they get creamier when you make your milk. So when I started making almond milk, I first started with the 5 cups. That was a recipe in the cookbook, and I kind of didn't like the consistency. I liked it a little bit thicker. So I just go with 4 cups of water, and that's kind of how I like it. And you can use sweetener, you can use agave, honey, whatever kind of sweetener you like in your almond milk. I prefer just vanilla. I like vanilla extract. I'm a fan of unsweetened almond milk, so that's what I do. But you can make it however you want to make it. I did want to show you some of the things in our cookbook for all of this, what it can all do. Of course, it has a smoothie setting, so you can make a lot of smoothies in here for your whole entire family if you want. You can make smoothie bowls. Here we have a blackberry cashew smoothie bowl and a green mango coconut smoothie bowl. There's the milk settings, which I am using now, which I'm doing the almond milk. You can make coconut milk, combo milk, macadamia nut, oat milk, which oat milk I have made several times, and that is very good too. Cashew milk, rice milk, horchata, you can do that with the rice, using the rice. I haven't made that one yet. And then there's the grind setting. The grind setting is what we are going to use for making almond milk. It's used for making nut butters, which I love making my own peanut butter, and cashew butter is really good, sunflower butter. If you have people that have an allergy to nuts, sunflower butter is always a really good alternative. And of course, with this grind setting, you can throw in a chunk of Parmesan cheese and pulse it up and grate the whole entire block of cheese in 30 seconds. It's just so quick and fast. It's wonderful. You can grind your own flour from wheat and make pancakes and all kinds of great things. Red pepper and walnut dip is absolutely wonderful. Hummuses that you can make are so darn delicious, and I just would never buy it at the grocery store anymore, knowing that I can make it from fresh beans that I've already cooked in my quick cooker and put them in here, and so everything is just fresh and organic. The soup setting, now a lot of blenders out there will tell you, oh, it's a cooking blender. Well, most often it's not a cooking blender. It's almost like nobody has a motor in their blender that allows it to heat up till to 220 degrees. And that's what ours does. It's just absolutely amazing. It heats up to 220 degrees, making jam, any kind of jam that you want. And I love that feature because I'm a jam maker. I always have been. And I end up, making it on the stovetop, and it's hot, and then it starts to bubble, and then it's splashing all over the place, and you're getting splashed with burns of strawberry splashing at you. And anyway, it's so much easier using this blender to make jam, and the jam is absolutely as good as anything you would put on your stovetop. I assure you of that. And I can honestly say a lot of my hosts this past year, I delivered jam to their house when I made peanut butter at their parties, so they can vouch for the really good taste of the jam. Raspberry jam, hey, you don't even have to worry about those seeds because this blender just eats them all up. It just it won't have any seeds in it. And that's just really, really awesome. Getting back to the soup, you can do all kinds of cream soups. Broccoli, cauliflower, asparagus, squash soup. One of my favorites is tomato basil. I absolutely love that done in the blender. I can make it faster in the blender than John can heat up a can of tomato soup from a can. So anyway, but the thing is with the soup, it's like, okay, this blender is just so awesome you start by putting in all of your raw ingredients. You put in your butternut squash, your carrots, your onions, your probably some chicken broth or vegetable broth or some type of broth that you want to add in there, and your spices, of course. And oh my gosh, you hit the soup, you select the soup with the wheel here, you select that, and you just push the wheel in, and it starts cooking it and grinding it up and making it, and it is boiling hot when it comes out of here because it has cooked all the way through. Your vegetables are tender. Everything is just absolutely creamy and delicious. And I just really, really like that fact. So the puree setting, you know, when I mentioned that John doesn't eat vegetables, I very often puree some carrots and broccoli and different vegetables like that, and I'll puree them and I'll throw them in, like I say, sloppy joes. He loves sloppy joes, and I do it all the time with sloppy joes, and even put it into meat when I do meatballs. So that is absolutely really great. So if you have picky eaters, that's a great setting. And it also makes awesome baby food, so that's a good thing. So the sauce setting, yesterday I made Alfredo sauce that was just so darn delicious, and I love the nacho cheese sauce, the Alfredo, the hollandaise is to die for. That is absolutely one of my favorites. I love hollandaise over English muffins with Canadian bacon and asparagus, and you know what I mean. It's so good. So, but you can make all kinds of sauces, and I really use that setting a lot. This is my jam page. You can see I got all kinds of notes all over the place about what I do. But anyway, of course, there's a custom blend. There's a custom blend on it and pulse. And let me show you a couple of these things. This is called a tamper. Now, this is what is going to be used when you're making nut butters and you have your peanuts in there to make your peanut butter. You're going to put it through this here, and you're going to push down and get the peanuts into the blades, so it just keeps moving nicely, and it just makes really nice smooth peanut butter. It really does. Okay, this is the straining bag, and this is what I'm going to use to strain the milk when we finish this off. And I want to show you some, see if I can pick this up. This is the pulp that, let's see if you can see it. Yeah, okay. So this is pulp that has been dried in the oven. I dry it in the oven at 350 degrees, and this is what is left after you strain it out and squeeze out all the milk from the straining bag. This is what is left, and it's wet, so you need to put it on a cookie sheet. I use one of my metal sheet pans and a piece of parchment, and I just put it in a 350 degrees oven for 20 to 30 minutes till it's dried out. So then once it's dried out, what you can do is you can take that pulp that's dried out, you can throw it into your blender and hit pulse, custom pulse, and it makes flour. So there you go. You can make your own almond flour, and I make almond milk quite a bit, so I am storing up my almond flour. Sometimes I'll add it to muffins or anything like that I'm baking. Cookies, it's wonderful. You can also use it as like a panko crumb. You can take those crumbs and kind of maybe mash them down or smash them down, and or throw them in under your food chopper or whatever, chop them finer, and use them as panko crumbs for dipping your breaded pork chops or fish or whatever you're going to be making. So I think, I don't think I've forgotten anything that I wanted to say about the blender, other than you can tell that I really, really do enjoy using it. And I think, for one thing, I will tell you this. You know, we have so little counter space in our homes today, but this blender is counter worthy. If there is one product that I will save space for on my counter, it is this. If you're going to be using a blender 3-4 times a week, you want it right out there and you want to be able to use it, and it's very handy. It fits underneath my, my cupboard here. I slide it all the way back in this corner and just pull it out when I want to use it. So with that, I'm going to, I had started this earlier, and I have like 14 seconds left to blend this milk, and then I'll pour it through the strainer so you can see how that goes. And we'll just press this in and it'll start up again. So now it is finished, and I'm going to take the cover off. And I'll tell you one thing, I did not forget. I always like to tell people about how to clean the blender when we're all done. And it is so easy, because it literally has a heated wash on it. Okay, so you can see how this milk is going to just pour out of this straining bag. And the other thing is, you guys, this straining bag is really, really, really easy to wash. You can rinse it out in your hot soapy water, rinse it out. You can even throw it in your wash machine if you want. So that's easy to clean as well. And we all love easy cleaning tools in our kitchen, don't we? That's pretty important. So I'm going to get, I'm sure, you know, I started with 4 cups of water, so I will have 4 cups of milk here. And I made a batch yesterday as well, just because I go through it pretty fast, you know, when you're eating different things and making things. That's what I use, is almond milk. So, yep, it's good. So I like to just twist and get as much out of here as possible. And then I'll show you what this pulp looks like dried or wet. It's just kind of like that. And darn it, and I plopped some in there. I'll have to throw that through there again. Anyway, I have, I'm going to grab a paper towel here. I have this milk all ready to go, and the straining bag is over there, and I'm going to just move this out of the way. I'm not going to pour this out yet. I do want to show you one other thing. I mean, when you do clean it, all you do is fill it up, you rinse it out, you fill it up with water up to 3 cups. You add a couple teaspoons of water or liquid soap to it. You put on the cover, and you just select heated wash and press in the wheel, and it heats up. It heats up very, very hot to clean and sanitize your blender. So I'll move that out of the way. And I want to show you one other thing very quickly before I say goodbye here today. This is this is our smoothie cup and adapter, okay? This is brand new, it's brand new. People just kind of wanted, instead of making a whole lot of smoothies, they requested to have a smoothie cup. Wouldn't that be great to have a smoothie cup? Now this is a cup that holds 16 ounces, so it's nice and large. But I put in some ice on the bottom. This piece here is actually a measuring cup. You can measure 1/4, 1/2, 1 cup and 1.5 cups in here, so you can measure out your fruits, your vegetables. You can put them in here. At the base has holes on the bottom, which makes it a colander, so you can rinse them and wash them right in the cup, and you can dump it right in there when you're all ready to put in your vegetables and your fruit. So I'm going to start with just some ice on the bottom. I'm going to add in some banana. And I'll tell you what, my husband bought this by mistake. He buys Ensure, and he bought this, and it's cafe mocha. And when he tasted it, he said, "Oh my gosh, Sharon," he said, "this is awful, awful. I don't like this at all." And I said, "Well, John, it's mocha, it's cafe mocha." I said, "That's coffee flavored." And he said, "Oh, well, I'm gonna have to throw it away because I don't like coffee." And I said, "Well, for as expensive as it is, it was $10 or $12 for four containers of this." And I said, no, I'm not throwing away. I don't waste anything if I can help it. And anyway, so I thought I'm just going to use it for my smoothies and get some vitamins and a lot of vitamins. There's 25 vitamins and minerals, and I thought, what the hey? So I'm going to pour about half of this because I just want a small energy pickup, and I'm going to pour half of that in there. And then I am going to add in a tablespoon of peanut butter powder, some cocoa powder, and a couple tablespoons of oatmeal, just for some fiber. Okay, so with that, then this is kind of where you keep your blade and everything, because this is sharp, so it has a little protector thing, and you just open that up, and here is your blade. We're gonna slip this baby on here and make sure it's tight, and then we are going to put we didn't put on the adapter. All right, here we go. There's the adapter. Then we put on this and we turn it to lock it in place, and here it's unlocked and here it's locked. So that's all we do. And then it'll run for 1 minute to make a smoothie. And I won't run it for a minute. I'll stop it and say goodbye to everybody. But I just kind of wanted to show you how all this works, and how actually to Okay, I'll finish that up when we're done here and have a smoothie. But anyway, I just want to say thank you for joining me today. And also, I want to make sure that you know that enrichables, which I kind of wanted to point out, this is what I add into John's food, kale and fiber, and a lot of times I will put this in my veggie smoothies. I love this in my smoothies to give me some protein. So anyway, these are on sale, and I will post that on the post about the sale of these for this month. And the other thing is, if you are loving this blender as much as me, there's still time to get it in April. You can get it this month. It is 60% off as a whole special. It's $139.60 for a $200 party. And at that level, at the $200 level, you get $70 in free because there's a special bonus that Pampered Chef added. And if you reach $6.50 in sales at any level, whatever that level is, if you earn $115 free, you get an extra $100. So you would get $215 in free product. There's still time to have a party, virtual party, catalog party, even a fundraiser for Feeding America. You could do that. So anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me. Have a great rest of the day. Follow me on my day today. Ask me anything. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks, and we'll be talking to you on the comments, okay? Thanks so much. Bye-bye.